dear friends, and most welcome to yet another session of EU Business Talks, 18th session that is. A special good morning to our friends on the West and a special good evening to our friends on the East. My name is Ante Milevoj, and my honor today is to introduce to you our guest of honor, Mr. Piotr Kaczor, CEO of Avia Prime Group from Warsaw, Poland. Piotr, good day to you.
Good day to you. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being with us. How are you doing?
I'm perfect. Thanks a lot for invitation. It's nice to have the possibility to discuss with you, to share some ideas. I'm quite good. I'm located now in Warsaw. Maybe it's not so hot today, like +10, but it's generally okay. I'm sure that Ljubljana is much better weather today.
I have to disappoint you. I think we have also around 10 degrees raining, and autumn is here and we have to swim in it.
Okay.
So Piotr, you are talking to us from Poland, from Warsaw,
Yes.
from your headquarters, I believe.
Exactly.
So let me first ask you, how are you as a country, as an economy doing lately? Are you in a good mood? Are the numbers increasing, decreasing?
Okay, let's start maybe with very popular topic like COVID, that it's still we quiet well and secure now that it's not so many cases. It's like 7,000 and population, it's 40 million, close to 40 million people, that it's still some reasonable numbers. And of course, it has some influence for our economy. But we didn't see big troubles with the Polish economy regarding that internal things. Of course, the case is that we start to see some inflation and something for the business like challenge, of course. But generally, I can't say that, you know, it's a terrible situation or it's very bad. Our business, it's a very international business. That, we have some location in Poland, some location in Slovenia and Serbia, that we working quite well.
Okay, we will get there, Piotr. Before that, the masks are obligatory over there in the public spaces?
Yes.
In your company?
It's obligated as long as you're on the small room where it's, you know, that more than people, you need to have like 2 meters per person. But of course, we try to secure our workers. Some of them it's still working on remote, but you know that we are not able to maintain aircrafts without the people, that we need to work on our hangars. Okay,
there you go, dear friends. You were just seeing the keyword from today, and this is the core business of our guest, aircrafts. So if you allow me, Piotr, I will be reading a couple of sentences from our invite, just so our friends in the room will know. So company is in maintenance, repair and overhaul of aircraft business, and it is consisted of 3 daughter companies: Adria Technica in Slovenia, Yacht Technica, Belgrade, Serbia, and Linetech or Linetech, sorry.
Both are okay.
Okay, Linetech in Poland, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you are providing maintenance on the numerous brands of aircraft: Boeing, Airbus, Mitsubishi family, Embraer, Sukhoi, Bombardier. So what would you explain to somebody who is not exactly in your line of business? What is your core business then? Maintenance, repair, and overhaul. It sounds easy to understand, but is it?
Maybe this way, that we are covering 80% of most popular aircrafts flying under our heads. It means that, as you said, Boeing, Airbus, Embraer. What we are doing on the daily basis, we are maintaining, I mean that we are repairing the aircraft. We are making some checks. We try to be sure that everything is on the proper way, that our passengers or our airlines passengers, they are traveling safety, and they are always can be happy when they step into the aircraft, that someone is take care about their safety. That If we're talking about the numbers, we have on our board 2,500 people. We are delivering 4 million man hours per year. And as I said, we are dealing with safety of our people. This is our job, to be sure that everything is okay with the aircrafts, which we are maintaining.
So every time we are flying over the Europe and elsewhere, basically it is 4 out of 5 that we are safe due to your company. Is it correct?
We have quite big portion of the European market that it's a very big possibility that aircraft which we are using was maintained by Aviaprime Group.
So one might think, Piotr, that business is coming to you normally. I mean, I bet these processes are standardized time-wise as well as also from other aspects. But is it really? Do you have to fight for your customers, or they come to you?
Of course, we need to fight. You know that we are not alone on this market. It's quite a big number of the competitors. And we always try to be better. We always try to give our customers much better service, much better condition. And we are focused on the big airlines because, as I said, you know, that 4 million man hours, it's quite a big number, but I think the better number is that we are able to maintain 34 aircrafts parallel. That for us, the customers is like EasyJet, Lufthansa, Air France, the big guys, you know, that they have the few hundreds of aircrafts. And this is our goal. And of course, we are working with the smaller airlines. We love them too. This is, for us, it doesn't matter that they have 700 aircrafts or only 10 or 5. Everyone is important for us. And our strategy is that each customer is very important.
And this is the best way to go. But let's say I am the owner of only one Boeing 737 Classic. How often will I see your company? What is the time period of the services that you are providing?
It depends from 3 factors: age of the aircraft, how many hours you spend on the air, or how many cycles you have it. I mean that how many times you're landing or departure. It depends because, as we know, we have different structure of the business. We have the charter company, we have the company like Wizz Air or EasyJet, and airline like Lufthansa, Swiss, Finnair, Air France, and they have different connections. And of course, these 3 factors are giving you input when your aircraft should visit one of our facility.
Okay. So going back to your 3 daughter companies, what is the difference between them? I bet they are complementary to your business. So how, I mean, but to somebody who doesn't know, where do you put your clients to which daughter companies? How do you decide on that?
You give me very hard question. You know why? Because it's like a question, if you have 3 children, which one of them is better?
Okay, but still, this is a sweet challenge. So that if I am a customer and I want to make a service on my Boeing 737, can I choose where will I make this stop?
Of course, you can always choose. You can always choose. That this is our goal. That we are very flexible. But back to your question, we have kind of the specialization. If we are, for example, talking about Adria Technica, that it's one of the famous company. And the Adria Technica, it's mainly maintaining Airbuses, okay, and CRJs. That if you ask someone from the aviation business about Adria Technica, everyone will tell you that it's one of the 3 most, the best company in Europe regarding the Airbuses. If you will discuss with, you know, guys, where to send the Embraers, they will send to Poland and Boeings. And if you discuss about the ATRs and Boeing, they will tell you, let's send to the Belgrade. Yeah. But this is kind of the specialization from our sister companies. But all of them are really good. But you know that about Adria Technica, it's very hard and emotional to me to say, because I'm spending 50% of my time in Slovenia. That, you know, it's like my second home, that it's sometimes hard to say where is the first home. It's Slovenia or Poland, that it's always like that, you know.
I hope not. I hope not. Home is still a home.
Yeah, you know that I'm traveling many times with my family, with my daughters. I have two daughters. And for example, every time when we are in Slovenia, it's always, Daddy, we need to go to Bled, you know, that it's like must have, you know.
So if I ask you if you have already tasted kremšnita, you would say yes?
Of course.
Okay, great. Great for us, great for you. But to somebody who is aircraft professional, how many days per year are you spending in air? Pre-COVID and after COVID?
I think like 30% of my time.
Jesus Christ.
A lot. I'm traveling to our facilities. I'm traveling to our customers. You know, that it's a lot of the meetings, negotiation, some events. And frankly speaking, I love it because, you know, that if you're traveling, you have the chance to discuss with the people. I hate this, you know, video conferences after the COVID, that I love to sit with the people, discuss with them about not only about the business, but the life, about the hobby, about everything. To, you know, I'm very interested in what different people are doing, how they achieve the success, you know, what is important for them. This is giving us the chance to build our opinion and our picture about the life.
Which are the most important exhibitions in your line of business? Where do you meet your main customers? Is it just one-on-one, you visit them directly on the spot, or you have certain exhibitions?
We have like 3 to 5 exhibitions every year. Most important for us is something like European exhibition. This year was in Amsterdam 2 weeks ago, but 3 years ago we have something like Central Europe and Baltic country exhibition, and it was located in Ljubljana.
Oh my!
And the big party was on the biggest and very nice castle in Ljubljana. That was, you know, everyone is now talking to me always that, oh Jesus, when you guys repeat that.
I have to tell you, Piotr, you have a very nice background as well. Can you move aside a little bit and explain us what do we see in your background?
You are seeing now the one of our hangar. It is hangar in Rzeszów in Poland. This hangar is ready to accommodate the biggest aircrafts from our nice world. It means that it's even able to accommodate Boeing 777-300 extend range. And we are able to put this aircraft in Belgrade too. But one of our plans, what is important probably for you, that we are on the process to build the newest hangar in Ljubljana. Very big one. I believe that on the next 2, maximum 3 years, you can see in our international airport in Ljubljana, the very nice, big and newest hangar in Europe.
I bet you have many KPI in your Excel files. Can I ask you on the average, I don't know, duration of the average service?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. What happens if my Boeing is 2 days late?
Okay, I think that always it's a question, what happened if it will be 2 days earlier? Because this is our goal. Aircrafts are earning money when they are flying, not when they are parked in our hangars. But generally, these 2 weeks is like a magic number, because many times the aircraft, it's even 4 weeks. It depends from the size of the C-check. It depends from the task which we need to perform. It's many indicators. But in our Excel, as you said, the magic thing is to keep the aircraft maximum to 2 weeks. Of course, sometimes it's much faster.
Piotr, we have here in the room many friends also from elsewhere outside of the Europe. Do you have any ambition to grow globally, or also on the other continents?
Of course. Today we are operating with 2 companies inside the Europe and 1 outside of Europe. I'm in Serbia. And if we're talking about the different continents, we are looking on Asia. This is something what we are still checking, still looking. Because if you look on our locations now, we are covering all Europe, We are covering Africa from the middle to the north. And today, for us, it's a case when we will step into Asia. And this is our direction regarding the new facilities or new companies which we would like acquire.
Okay. What about your supply chain, Piotr? I bet you have thousands and thousands of pieces in your hangar. How do you deal with that?
We are cooperating with, you know, the big company like DHL, for example, and they are responsible to deliver a lot of these parts to us. Of course, we have our internal logistic department in each country, in each facility. That is, as you said, very complicated chain. But still, our privilege is that we are on the continent side, and we are less independent like the different competitors which have the facilities, for example, on some islands. That we are quite well now dealing with that.
Okay, so one would say if this is a crisis, then it should last, huh? Is it like that? Anyway, nice. It's only the sky is the limit, Piotr, so I understood. Before I go to the questions in our chat box, let me share also the second chapter, Piotr, which I found it very, very unique in a positive way. So, dear friends, the one word that describes Avia Prime Group and Piotr is ambition. So let me repeat that again, ambition. We don't hear much about ambition these days, Piotr. We only, I mean, in most of the cases, we have counterparts which talk about the problems, you know, so they can easily describe the problem, you know, and why something is not possible. In your case, it's ambition. Would you elaborate on that?
Why not? Of course, you know that we are not using any type of words like a problem. Inside, we are always using the words like a challenge. This is first thing. And even during the COVID time, which was hard, we not close any our facility for one day. Our goal was to keep the production on the daily basis. If we're talking about our ambitions, as I said, in Slovenia, we would like build the next hangar, the big one for the one of the excellent aircraft like Airbus 350. Adria Technica is very well connected with the Airbus producer. It's very well recognized company in aviation business. If we're talking about Serbia, we would like grow our engine business because we have some engines business too. And regarding Poland, we are thinking about the extending one of our hangars in Katowice that to be possible to maintain 40 plus lines parallel. If we're talking about the different size of different type of the businesses, we are trained a lot of them new mechanics. We have our own training center that it means that we are training people for Boeing, Airbus, Embraer. That you know this is one of our business. The next one is line maintenance. It means that every time when you step into the aircraft and when you back from some journey, that we are checking the aircraft that everything was okay during the flight and everything will be okay before the flight. That you know that we are serving a lot of the customers across Europe, not only Europe but North Africa, some east part of the Europe. It depends from the needs situation, but we are looking in our future that it's very bright and we believe that will grow.
For sure, I understand you are flexible, Piotr. So can I ask you, is this as your core business one and only, or you have any side business now or planned in the future?
Regarding my personal business, I'm most focused on the aviation. I have, of course, some my business partners, and they are focused on different businesses, which we have it too. But I'm dedicated 200% for aviation. It's very big business for us. It's you know that in many countries that you need to be focused on that like 24 hours. To be sure that everything is okay well.
I know what you mean, but hopefully you can spare a couple of hours a day also for your private needs.
Of course. You know, we have very strong team across all our facilities that are very good people. And to be honest, without them, it will be not possible to achieve these results. This is because they are very good, they are work very hard, and they are very ambitious people.
I bet they are. I mean, now there you go, dear friends. People are everything. People are still doing the business, you know. Zoom can be a helpful tool, or WhatsApp or elsewhere, but people are the key. Okay, let us go to the chat box. Piotr, the first one I see is Martin from France saying hi to everyone. Hi, Martin. Because I know, Piotr, that Martin is active on the Black Continent, the Africa. You mentioned North Africa. You are already engaged. You have any other plans?
We have customers from Africa. We are maintaining aircraft for some African companies that, yes, we are quite well connected with Africa. And we are, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. My limited know-how on Africa aircrafts or companies is that top two companies are still South African, Ethiopian, and Kenyan. Is this correct?
Yeah. But as I told you, we are not only focused on the customer with the huge number of the aircrafts. Africa, it's a huge continent, and you know they have a lot of the smallest company, and they need our support too. It's why they are always more than welcome in our facilities.
Thank you. Aljaž is with us. Hi, Aljaž. Is Avia Prime member of Aviation Cluster Aviation Valley?
Yes, we are part of the Aviation Valley in Poland. In south east part of the Poland, it's a big aviation valley. It's a big production factory for helicopters. Some companies are producing parts for Boeing and Airbus. MTU, it's located there. Pratt & Whitney is located there. That, yes, we are part of the aviation valley located in Poland.
Okay. Brigitte is asking, how do you see development or recovery of aerospace market in the following years? When do you think the pre-COVID level can be achieved?
I'm always positive, and I think that maybe it will be not 5 years like everywhere people are saying. From my way of thinking, it's like 2 years. What we see now that, of course, people may be traveling less, but you are not able to, today time it's a most important thing, and you are not able to change aircraft for car, train, and etc. if we are talking about a journey which is longer, like, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers. Of course, I'm not talking about something shorter, then you can use some fast trains, but still, even if we're talking about the goods and the cargo aircraft, the number of tons which are transported by cargo, it's really huge.
Okay. Aljaž, another question. You mentioned that you will expand to Asia. Which area you had in mind? Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, or elsewhere?
One of this country.
You are also a diplomat, Piotr. You have certainly the skills. Vivek is with us from India. Where are your competitors outside Europe, especially in the East, Piotr?
Of course, in the East, we have a few competitors. It's on the Russian market. There's some companies which are providing the service, follow the European EASA rules, because this is connected with the rules which should be fulfilled. As you said before, that everything is follow the rules. It's not a place for something like flexibility regarding the maintenance. You need fulfill all obligation. But you know, if you're looking on the map, some of our competitors are located in Lithuania and Estonia. It's more north part of the Europe, not east.
You have, since Vivek is from India, you have any competitor directly in India as well?
Definitely yes, but frankly speaking, we are not competing about the Indian market.
Okay. Brigitte is asking a very good question, Piotr, a direct one. How a company can become a supplier to Avia Prime Group? Do they need any certification or elsewhere?
It's very easy. You need to contact with us. You can go for the LinkedIn page of Avia Prime. It's all contacts detailed to us, and our purchasing department and logistics with pleasure will meet with you, make a WebEx, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and they will discuss about the details, because as you probably can imagine, we have a lot of the suppliers, but we are not closed. Always we are looking for the new suppliers, new possibility, how we can grow together, how it could be the win-win situation.
Okay. Urosh is with us asking, which event do you consider as your biggest success story so far in your career? A very nice question, Piotr. Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? A very good one.
I can tell this way that this company was born 10 years ago, and this company is my biggest success. That's where we are now, and not only mine, but team, because maybe I'm repeating, but without these people, which I have now on my board, it will be not possible. It is everything because of the people. On the end, it's a people. And when I see me on the next 10 years, I see that this Avia Prime will be a little bigger. I don't want to say the numbers, how much bigger, but still in this business and still working with these people. But we would like expand our portfolio for the different things which can we do in aviation business.
I must have forgot to ask you at the beginning, Piotr, how big are you in terms of your team, your companies? How many?
2,500 people. 2,500.
Turnover? I mean, if this is something to ask.
More than 100 million euro.
Jesus Christ, I want to be your friend. Well, then for the next 5-10 years, you will double that, and this is the goal, I guess. I don't see any extra questions, Piotr. We have 2 minutes left. I will, dear friends, of course, I will share Piotr's contacts with you, and you can do your follow-up directly with him and his colleagues in Slovenia, for example, or elsewhere. At the very end, Piotr, I will ask you the following. You know, I bet you are working 25/7 a day, all year around. But if you, by any case, you don't, what is your private life about?
Traveling with my daughters. Traveling and show them the life, the world, different culture, different countries. You know, to be flexible, to understand the people, to be really international, to understand that today the world gives amazing possibilities to grow and to see how it's going, not only in our country.
So really, you love what you are doing, even in your free time, you are traveling.
Yeah.
Then.
I really love that.
Well, I appreciate your input here, Piotr. I thank you very much for being our guest. Let me catch also the last one from Vivek. How does the Airbus versus Boeing competition affect you, if at all? It's a nice question.
No, it's give us only the power, because you know that if Boeing have some challenges, we are working more for Airbus. If it's opposite, we are working for the Boeing, but we're dealing straight with the airlines, not with the OEM. That for us, it's doesn't matter, frankly speaking. And on the market, it's a lot of the airlines, and they are using both types. They are using 50% of Boeing and 50% of Airbus, because they don't want to give any of these producers something like privilege to be more important. And it's exactly with us the same. We are working for the airlines, and what they bring to us, we are maintaining.
It's 30 minutes past the hour, dear friends. Today it was quick. Don't you think so, Primoz? Yeah. Maybe it is because of our guest was so to the point as well. Huh? Yeah, it seems so. Piotr, I thank you very much once again. I give you last 20 seconds to tell our friends here in the room, whatever you wish at the end.
I would like to say thank you for everyone that you have time to to be together and to be interesting how it's looked from the aviation perspective. And I'm always more than welcome. If you have some more questions, you will have my contact. Please don't hesitate to send email, message. I will with pleasure answer to you. And it was really good time. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Pleasure. And may I thank you once again on behalf of the whole room, Piotr. Dear friends, that's it for today. And next time, next week, I will be talking to Marius Constantini from Cyprus. He is in dairy industry. Until that time, I wish you all good day, good evening, good morning, and bye-bye.
Thank you one more time. Bye-bye.